You're watching Rugby League Summertime, supported proudly by Warrenora Plumbing Services, Sydney's biggest industrial plumbing services provider. Eric Growth is one of those players that brings fans through the turnstiles. The blockbusting winger enjoys a cult following out Parramatta way, and for good reason. He is one of the Eels' most important attacking weapons. The 101-kilogram flyer has not had a perfect off-season by virtue of being rocked with a severe bout of pneumonia.
Yeah, it's apparently from sitting around doing nothing, and that's not like me at all, so it was a bit of a shock, definitely.
Did it really take the wind out of your sails, as it were?
Yeah, mate, it rattled me, yeah. It goes to the deepest part of your lungs, and I was just coughing and coughing, nothing was coming up, and then finally all the bush oysters started coming up. Sounds disgusting, but yeah, it was pretty hectic there for a couple of weeks, and you're still sick after it for a while. I'm still coughing a bit now, so I'm getting there.
Back in full contact now, full training?
Yeah, mate, yeah, I got straight back into it. We went up to Elliston and had a week up there. It was unreal, mate. Had a great time, and yeah, just slowly getting fitter and fitter now, so yeah, should be right come kick-off.
Growth has no doubt Eels fans will have plenty to cheer about in 2008, and he bases that confidence on the abundance of youth in the Parramatta elite squad.
Mate, I think the youth in our club and some of the talent, like I just watch the boys at training and they spin you out, some of the things they do, and they're like basketballers, mate. They're so skillful and fast and just, you know, full of beans, so it's easy to play alongside people like that.
Is that an aspect of rugby league that's changed since you started your career?
Yeah, I guess so. Probably not as much as, say, people who were playing early 90s, I guess. But, yeah, my first year was 99, and definitely some changes since then. Yeah, it's got a lot more mobile and a lot more skillful.
We talked about the fact that you've obtained more consistency. Is your best footy still ahead of you?
Oh, I'd like to think so, yeah. I think, you know, if you're not thinking like that, then you're probably, you know, time to hang the boots up. But, yeah, I'd like to think that I've still got some, you know, representative honours and things like that. Got just all the normal goals everyone's got.
Why will you win the comp this year?
Mate, again, I think the youth and just, yeah, the energy in the place, and everyone's having a great time.
Jared Hayne is another rising superstar of the game that played his junior football at the enormously strong Cabramatta club. Hayne's rise through the ranks has been meteoric to say the least, highlighted by representing New South Wales in State of Origin last year. The former Dally M Rookie of the Year says he's delighted to be fulfilling his potential.
Yeah, probably a bit more. You know, I just had another dream year, and you know, I couldn't ask for a better season.
Origin was obviously a massive step up and a big feather in your cap.
Yeah, it was, and you know, it was a great experience, and you know, to play amongst so many big names, you know, pretty much a dream come true.
What was it like when you were sitting in the dressing sheds prior to running out with New South Wales as a kid at your age? It must be daunting.
I think it was all right. I think because there was so many leaders in the group, and you know, I sort of just blended in at the back. It wasn't like if the spotlight was on me or anything. I think Mullo, sort of all the pressure was on Mullo, and Mullo and all the sort of the senior players, and I was sort of just coming sort of at the back, which was good. As
a rule, are you a player that gets nervous before games, or are you a fairly calm character?
Yeah, sometimes I think it just depends the way I've trained and how I feel. Normally I feel good, and I'm ready to rumble sort of thing. But you get the times where you feel a bit flat, and that sort of worry me a bit.
Overall, the Eels have enjoyed a good off-season, with most players being 100% fit. Ben Smith is one player that may not be available for selection come round one, and Hayne has been put on notice that he will be picked in the centres, a prospect he is relishing.
I think it's been my biggest so far, and with Benny Smith not available for round one, I think I'm going to start at the centre. So I really try to on the physical side, just really rip into the weights and strengthening. The physios have been really helpful, and with all the techniques and trying to get me sort of at my peak.
So playing the centres is a challenge that you're relishing.
Yeah, massive. Just in defence, especially on the right side. It's just making tackles, and something I'm not used to. So it's going to be a big difference.
Confidence is obviously the key to the way you play the game, though. You shouldn't have too many problems.
Yeah, but I think it still can affect me just because I haven't played it before, and to sort of play a full 80-minute game in the NRL at right sort of centre is it'll be pretty tough the first couple of games, but hopefully I can get used to it.
How do you approach the move into centre? Is it something that you're going to take in your stride one game at a time and just see what happens, or is it something long term that you'd like to do permanently?
Yeah, I look at it as sort of as a challenge. I I sort of haven't played that position for a while, and they've given me the opportunity, which is great. And I think it's something that I would prefer long term. It's different from centres to fullbacks. So I think if I was to start there, I'd sort of want to stay there throughout the year. So yeah.
Mate, from the club's perspective, if I was to ask you to nominate the single biggest difference in this off-season versus last year, what would it be?
I think all the younger blokes that are coming through, and because Inu and Fletty are young, everyone sort of chimes in now. And when we're coming through, there's a lot of older senior players that sort of we had to sort of make the mark to sort of get in the group and in the circle, where now it's sort of like we're all just one big group. You've got the sort of like the young blokes that haven't played much NRL, then you got me and Inu and Fletty, and then you got the boys that we've been playing with for the last couple of years. So I think the sort of cohesion with the team is a lot different, and everyone's sort of pushing everyone, and they're not afraid if you're young or if you're old. So it seems like just one big group.
As an individual, what's the biggest thing you've learned since you came into first grade?
I think you have one good season, and you think it's going to happen again, which is it doesn't, and that's the main thing. And a lot of people talk about second year syndrome. It's not the second year. It's just that if you think you can just go, keep doing what you're doing, and you think you're going to get past it, it's not right. You have to, each year you have to come up with something fresh, something different. And this year I've really, tried to hammer into the weights, which is, something I've never done before, because I sort of just bludged. I used to be a winger, so I didn't really need to do weights. So this year, something different, and next year, I'm probably going to find something else different, just keep me motivated and keep me wanting to, just push.